Right, winter is most definitely here. It is Baltic outside, as they say, big coat weather where I come from. So today, I don't know whether it's the weather or what's happening, but we've had a bit of an explosion of babies in the fish room. Lots of guppies have gone mental, so loads of guppies going on. We've got some baby bristle noses, we've got some baby stirby. I think that's about it. Lots of baby shrimps, I guess. So I thought it's time to resurrect the old brine shrimp hatchery. So we have here the Aquarium Adventures patented brine shrimp hatchery. I'll put a link to a video up here that showed you me making this many moons ago, before I knew how to operate cameras and microphones and things like that. So it's a bit crap, apologies. But in essence, to explain this very quickly, it is essentially a 2-litre bottle. I've cut the bottle off there. I have a line there that measures 1 litre, so as I know how much to put in. And use the bottom of the bottle as a stand so as it can sit on a flat surface quite happily like that. Soldering iron, and made a hole there so I can run a bit of air line. And also run that through the lid of the bottle. And that is the bit that I use to drain the brine shrimp out when they're ready. So that's all sealed up, and I've got a little airline tap there. It's got this elastic band on it because it's not quite watertight. So if I sit it like that, it doesn't leak. That's the only reason it's like that. So we've got this, we've got my rigid air tube. That sits in there like so. So as it goes down to the bottom, and the reason that I've got the rigid air tube is because the soft stuff, it would invariably work its way back up, so it wouldn't be moving the water quite as good as it should do. So that should be a bit of an improvement. Nothing on the end, you just put it straight in, because if you put air stone or something like that on there, the bubbles might be too small. And what you're going for here is big bubbles that will just move the water and keep it moving. If you have small bubbles, they can tend to trap the baby brine shrimp when they're born, and then you don't get as good a yield. So that's it, we're good to go. We've got our brine shrimp eggs. So, like I said, I've drawn a line there which marks off 1 litre in this container. So the ratio that I use is half a teaspoon of the eggs to 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Now, type of salt you use, I've found it doesn't really matter. I tend to use the marine aquarium salt that I've got just because I've got that, but I think you can use table salt. I certainly have used it in the past. It'll probably have some effect on hatch rates and things like that, but try it out, see how you get along, and let me know in the comments if you've got a better way of doing this. That is essentially it. So put that in, fill it up with water, put in the salt, run the air, make sure the water's moving and that's mixing your salt. Then drop in the eggs. Have a light as well, because the light source as well providing heat. The light does help them hatch. You're kind of looking at 24 to 48 hours before you actually get to see the brine shrimp hatch. And when it comes to harvesting, what I tend to do is, rather than have the light shining from above, is I'll move the light down to the bottom. So it's shining on the bottom. The brine shrimp will gather in the bottom section, and the shells, you'll notice, will gather on the top. And that's when I take out this little thing here, turn the tap, and then it drains out the brine shrimp into a little cup or container like that, and I can feed them to the fish. Now, some people say you have to use a fine mesh to strain out the brine shrimp and rinse them in fresh water and things like that, but I do tend to just dump them in with a little bit of salt water. It doesn't really make a difference. I've yet to meet a fish that's caused a problem for, because we're talking very low concentrations of salt, and they certainly love their baby brine shrimp. So that in essence is it. That's how you cultivate your baby brine shrimp. But stick around for the rest of the video, I might earn a penny or two off ad revenue. I'll show you around all the fish, see how they're going along, and then hopefully we'll show you the procedure of filling this up and harvesting the baby brine shrimp. Okay, filled with tank water. We need 2 spoons, teaspoon, tablespoon, and our air pump and rigid air line. So got a litre of water here, so I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Stick in the airline. I don't know if you can see that there, but I've tied a little knot in it because I don't want it to be too powerful. I do want it to be a bit more powerful while it mixes that salt. But I'll let that go for a minute until it goes clear and I know the salt is mixed. That'll do it. So I want to slow down this rate of bubbles. So I've got here a knot. I could do this with a little tap, but I just couldn't find any, so I'm just going to tighten that knot until the bubbles slow down as I want them. That's about right. And you want to take a teaspoon of eggs. And that is pretty much that. I would have a light shining down on here, so let's go and move these into the fish room where I can get the light set up. So here we are, everything plugged in. I've put it on a shelf here under here, and the only thing I've done different to normal is I'm using a plant growth bulb, purely because I don't know what will happen, so I just wanted to see. That's in there. We'll come back in and check on that in 24 hours and see how we're doing. Otherwise, we'll just leave them to it. Right. So that's that done. Down there. The size of that poo. Hang on. Anyway. I've got to make lunch now, and then I've got my mum and my gran visiting from Scotland, taking them out for dinner later on. So I'll go and make myself a manwich. Okay. As big as you need it. Ham, cheese, cranberry sauce because it's almost Christmas, turkey, can't be a manwich without mayo. Okay, so while I enjoy my manwich, I'll leave you with a couple of minutes. Enjoy my nice Christmas tree and fish tank. Remember, subscribe and make sure you hit that notification icon so you don't miss all the future videos. Next video I'll show you the harvesting of the brine shrimp and feeding it to some of these guys. But for now, I'll just leave you with this.
done, Beth.
Are you going to bite it?
Oh, it's bitter.
Granny asked if you would like to eat
Done.
Well done.
Then I'm going to looking in the line.
3,
Now.
2. Face the camera. What's some fruit? Is that a good one?
I don't know, we'll need to review the video afterwards.
Right, that's fine. Well done. Well done.